Hello and welcome back to Ocelot Games. This is Cordlin, as always, and we're returning to the Outer Wilds today. I've actually recorded this video twice already, and found out both times that the game audio was not recorded. So I'm going to record it once more. I double-checked it is working this time. And the plan today is going to be visit Giant's Deep, and then Brittle Hollow. We're gonna try to speedrun this as fast as we can. There's some stuff on Brittle Hollow I want to check out that I did not have the time to do in the previous two episodes that I recorded that didn't have game audio. Oh god, okay. Whew, I thought we were gonna crash into. Oh man, we're actually gonna crash into the water pretty hard. Oh, that was softer than I thought it was gonna be, actually. So we're looking for the construction yard on Giant's Deep. This is where they built the orbital probe cannon. Which is here? No, negative. Oh, never mind. I was wrong. Positive. Nice and soft. Let's get our suit on and check it out. Alright, where's the entrance? Oh. Alright. Got this scroll here. I'll go ahead and read this. Third time today. Cassava says, "This is it. We've finished building the final orbital probe cannon module and are ready to send it into orbit around Giant's Deep for assembly. Our next step will be to send Privet up to the orbital probe cannon to install the probe tracking system. To all my friends here at Construction Yard, my gratitude for your tireless work. I had given up hope, but I truly believe this cannon may actually succeed where many other attempts have not." Dad says, "Are you going gelatinous on us, love? I'm delighted by your words, but they're atypical for you." To which Cassava replies, "If I'm ever half as gooey as Malo and Avens behave together, Daz, you may launch me from the orbital probe cannon." Daz had also said, "If I know my brother Avens and his spouse, if I know my brother, Avens and his spouse will want to launch the probe with as much power as possible. I'm worried the cannon would break under the strain. I propose we give Avens and Malo a slightly lower maximum power setting than the absolute maximum possible to create room for their enthusiasm." Very, smart of him to do, although it seems that didn't work because they still pushed it to the point that the orbital probe cannon exploded when the orbital probe launched in spectacular fashion. That's what we see when we first spawn in to a loop. It's the station that orbits Giant's Deep that the blue thing shoots out of, and then the station obviously crumbles into 3 pieces. Here Cassava is saying, "I have bad news, Avens. Yara says there was a problem with the proposed power source, so the orbital probe cannon won't be asked to fire." Avens then says, "I hope you're pulling my locomotive limb here, Cassava." To which Cassava says, "I wish I were, my friend, but no. They aren't certain they can fix the problem, so the orbital probe cannon is on indefinite hiatus. Tell Privet and Malo they should return from the cannon. My spouse and I will remain in the construction yard for now." Avens then says, "An update. Malo and I will join you and Daz. Privet left to visit her brother. She fears Adea may feel responsible." So something I didn't mention yet, this thing, the way I got these words to appear, this projection stone, if you find a projection stone and a pedestal with a wall in front of it, putting the projection stone on the pedestal will generate text specific to that projection stone. And doing it, setting it down in one of these pedestals here in this little depressed area, this little sunken in area, will allow you, it'll make a projection of the area that the stone is linked to. So this is the control module projection stone. So this is the control module we're looking at. And we're actually just gonna get out of here. Oh. 3 minutes and 9 seconds ago, the long-range probe successfully launched from the orbital probe cannon. That's good to know. We've been here about 3 minutes already. So that means we got about 18 left, I think, right? Or 19. 19 left. And I'm over here wasting time. Oh man, I wish there was a run button some way to sprint. Alright, here we are. We're gonna pick up the Brittle Hollow projection stone and take it back over there to where we had the text wall as well as the projection pool. I got a question for you guys. Comment below your answer. What would you call these pathways I'm walking on right now? Obviously, they defy the gravity of the planet that we're on, but would you call these gravity walkways or anti-gravity walkways? I didn't think we were going to make that back up. Yeah, anyways, comment below what you think. Gravity walkway, anti-gravity walkway. Whatever gets the more comments or likes, I will call them that from now on. Wow, there's a storm near us. Yep. I can't get into the thing. Okay, there we go. I can get back out now, though. Maybe. It's pulling me back in. Okay, maybe we just gotta wait till it falls? This is weird. I've never had this happen before. Usually you can just exit these at any time. We're back. Okay. Yeah, that was weird. I like locked in that one. It says, so here, I'll start over. Conway, Daz and I were lifting orbital probe cannon components into orbit for assembly, and one somehow sank beneath the current. I said, Kasaba convinced me not to try to recreate the phenomenon myself, using other cannon parts, but we're very curious to know what happens. How could something pass through the current? Conway, you should have seen it. We thought it was impossible for any cannon components to sink even partially below the current, but ours sank straight to the core. I think this was supposed to come before this one. Conway says, my gratitude for your interesting question. This is exciting. Spire constructed a model of giant steep here at the Brittle Hollow's southern observatory, and it reveals how an object might sink below the current. Sava says, Convoy, I am to grasp the answer by looking through the if I visit the observatory, which kind of explain. Which is to say, she said, Conway, I am unable to grasp the answer by looking through the projection pool. If I visit the observatory, would you kindly explain? Which Conway replies, if you don't mind the trek beneath the surface to the South Pole, I'd be delighted to see you. The trailhead starts at Brittle Hollow's equator. Alright, and that gives us our next location that we're going to be checking out. The equator of Brittle Hollow. There's actually a very specific spot on the equator we're going to go. Which is to say the path that was spoken of just now by Conway. I believe so. Yeah, because he was telling Kasaba about it. So let's go up here, back into our ship. Alright. Sorry for the sound effects, guys. I don't know. Just getting a little bored with my talking. This is like, I've been talking for an hour and a half straight now, I think. Trying to record this video. And I'm just kind of getting bored of talking so much. My throat's starting to hurt, so I'm just making little sounds. Where are we going? We're going to Brittle Hollow, which is here, and I'm gonna set up the autopilot to take us there, because I'm feeling a little bit lazy after flying for so long. And now we're on our way, accelerating toward destination. Sun is looking good, still looks very main sequence, very G-type. A lot of helium still burning in its core, or fusing in its core, I should say. Got the sun station orbiting it still, visible. So we know the sun hasn't expanded much. We're not even going to attempt to land on that anytime soon. I'm going to tell you guys right now, that solar station is so hard to land on. If you're just trying to land on it, it's ridiculous. Why are we so slow right now? Okay, I guess we're not going that slow. We're still 100 meters a second. Alright, I'm gonna pull us into that beacon we can see. I thought I aborted autopilot right now. I just turned it back on, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna land just right next to that guy. I think we're coming down a little fast. Maybe not. I was wrong. Well, we were, but we were able to slow down before it ever became an issue. Alright, I don't think, we might not be able to take off right now. That's alright. That's alright. Not gonna worry about it. We're gonna read this thing here. Oh, I forgot there's so much text on this one. Alright, guys. Settle in. Thatch says, "Is everyone unharmed?" To which Plume replies, "No one was badly injured from the escape pod's impact. We are incredibly fortunate." Thatch then says, "This is good news, at least. Have we heard from escape pod 2 or 3? To which Felix says, "No, I'm unable to make contact. My equipment can hear the other pods. However, if it's any comfort, both must be structurally intact." I'll continue calling for them. Which Thatch says thank you. And then Plume says, "Hey, the moon's approaching again. Everyone brace yourselves swiftly. The volcanic moon has returned." Thatch then says afterward, "Be careful of ash and debris." Plume says, "I believe the moon has passed." After the moon has passed. To which Felix says, "This planet doesn't appear eager to have guests. We are certainly unwelcome on its surface." And Thatch says, "We need to find shelter, and quickly. The volcanic moon won't be gone for long." And then Plume says, "Yeah, I observed several promising sites below the surface, but we'll need to construct a way for everyone to climb safely down this cliff. Perhaps a series of platforms." Alright, so now we're in the Nomai escape pod that they were speaking about a second ago. This is escape pod number 1. Ooh, alert, collision imminent, preparing for impact. Launching. Okay, maybe we should start from the top. Beginning flight log. Escape pod 1. Vessel has been mortally injured. Emergency sequence activated. Awaiting departure from vessel. Launching escape pod 3. Launching escape pod 2. Now launching escape pod 1. Alert, collision imminent, preparing for impact. Scanning external environment. Scan complete. Minor structural instabilities detected. Pockets of breathable air detected. Adequate solar energy detected. Verdict, hospitable. Alright. Then we're down here at the emergency escape hatch. Which goes... It's gonna smack those, give us a little nice demonstration of the falling platforms. To which we're gonna say, ah. Yeah, that's the whole thing, just ah. Because we don't want to fall into that black hole. Let's get our light on. And we need to get to the South Pole. Which means this says, "Of note, be sure not to wander far from here. Though this area is somewhat unstable, it is safer than any we've found so far. The temporary settlement is finished, but remember to be cautious of falling rocks and dust created by meteor impacts." This, I believe, here is the temporary shelter we're walking through, that there is a depiction of the Eye of the Universe. We'll go ahead and read about that real quick, even though I said we're going to be going as fast as we can through this. Thatch says, "This knowledge is too dear to lose. Here's everything we can recall about the signal we encountered while aboard the vessel." Felix says, "The signal looked like an eye, round with a circle at the center, much like a pupil. Suppose the signal was looking for something. The signal was older than the universe itself. This is the most significant detail." And Plume says, "No Nomai clan has ever encountered anything like it. How can anything in the universe be older than the universe itself?" Thatch then says, "Imagine what rare and profound knowledge it might offer. We must find this Eye of the Universe." Oh, okay. Can't go that way. Alright. The Southern Observatory is not... That's the North Pole there, so we need to go that way. I'm going to launch over to here real quick. We'll go ahead and read this, because it's short. Plume says, "The pain of your absence is sharp and haunting, and I would give anything not to know it. Anything but never knowing you at all. Which would be worse? I can only hope that you are safe, Keek, wherever you are." Plume, I feel for you. We're not... Darn it, guys! Okay. I'm gonna try... Oh, I didn't make it to that. Okay. Keep going, keep going. Whoops. Oh, we're gonna hit this too hard. Oh, no. Oh, we're still alive, guys. How did that happen? Whoa. Well, none of that went according to plan. get back. Ah, you can't, can't autopilot when you're in your suit. Alright, yeah, so the black hole at the center of Brittle Hollow leads to the white hole outside the solar system. If you didn't know that. I feel like we took a look at that in the first episode, but maybe not. Now you know, if you didn't already. Alright, what we're at now actually will be explained to us, so I'll let the game do the talking. Well, I'll do the talking. I'm gonna pick up this real quick. Okay, I gotta drop that to read this. Welcome to the White Hole Station. If you fell through the black hole by accident, which I did, don't worry, you aren't the first. This warp tower can return you to Brittle Hollow. Every warp tower is tuned to a specific astral body. A tower's warp can only be used during the brief window when the tower is aligned with its corresponding astral body. In this case, Brittle Hollow. You must be standing at the warp platform on the floor during this alignment to be warped. And if you look up while the station is rotating, you can see the alignment happens when the astral body is directly overhead. Let's get down here. Start the rotation sequence. I rotated the wrong way, so it'll take us a little bit longer, but that's alright. Well, is it? Is it alright? It is now. If we go back, it'll take longer. Alright, so we'll just wait a moment while this spins around. And it should be aligning soon, so we should be warping on over there momentarily. Alright, here we go. Alright, cool. So, it's getting red. Alright, well, let's go ahead and read this. Hanging City. So this is the North Pole of the planet. Read this real quick. Whoops. Clary says, to our friends on Brittle Hollow, I just warped here from the White Hole Station on the other side of Brittle Hollow's black hole. Our design worked. We've successfully recreated warp travel. Poke says, I don't know how close it is to Anona's original design, but as long as what we've built works, then I'm delighted. I knew we could do it. Kasava, I hope you're reading this. Poke then says, wait, this can't be correct. Clary, have you seen these readings? If they're accurate, they would violate causality. There must be an equipment error somewhere. I'm returning to the White Hole Station. If you and Root meet me there, we can run a full diagnostic and hopefully locate the problem. Don't tell Kasaba. Alright, so we'll take the projection stone down here. We'll go ahead and read what it says first. Hi, says, Raimi and I reviewed the records you sent Poke, and they appear to show Nomai arriving at the warp receiver on Brittle Hollow slightly before departing the White Hole Station. I understand that it's exceedingly odd, but Clary and I have tested and retested the equipment, and the result is the same every time someone warps. Raimi says the interval is incredibly minuscule, roughly 100,000th of a second. Do you suppose our instruments can't accurately measure time to such a small degree? Paya says, as I've already told Raimi, these measurements can't be accurate. How can an Omai arrive on Brittle Hollow before he or she ever stepped onto the teleporter? The implications are absurd. Oak says, I don't disagree. It would mean that I've inadvertently broken several fundamental theories regarding this universe. We would have to reconsider all of our beliefs about the nature of time. To which Raimi replies, yes, I hope so too. Raimi also says, Poke, as Pi is confident in the reading... Poke, as Pi is confident the reading is inaccurate, she's kindly helping me to attempt to recreate this phenomenon at the High Energy Lab. We're designing an experiment to take more data. Pi then has an update. Poke, the High Energy Lab is in the canyon on Ember Twin's equator. Come here at once. You need to see this. We got the Ember Twin projection stone, so we'll be able to see the High Energy Lab here. Definitely looks high energy, and that sun looks very angry. Let's get out of here. I wonder if we can... the ship is so far. Alright. Check out this real quick, because it's an interesting thing. It says that the departure time is 6-8... Let me start over. The departure time is 678.48606. The arrival time was 678.48605. So you can see we did arrive shortly before we left, oddly enough. Oop, I forgot. Feldspar left us some fuel right here, which would be nice. His notes right here just say, hey, yeah, I left some fuel. Take it if you need it. Oh, there's something up here we can read. Almost overshot that. Alrighty. Has anyone observed the phantom moon that sometimes greets us in the night sky? Your thoughts interest me, Felix says. Plume then replies, I'm interested in your playful moon. Is it much like its violent friend, Hollow's lantern? Felix says, this moon isn't volcanic to my unaided eyes. Sometimes it leaves its friend Hollow's lantern for nights at a time. Plume then says, the nights the moon circles this planet appear random. It seems to travel as it likes. Here, Thatch. Imagine if there were 2 volcanic moons. Felix has an hypothesis. There can exist too much lava. I agree with that hypothesis. Thatch says, I strongly prefer we test the null hypothesis. Bloom then says, then I imagine there'd be none of us left. Oh, that was it, in response to if there were 2 volcanic moons. Thatch complimented the eyes of Felix for looking at that phantom moon. How do you imagine it disappears? Hypothesis. Could it be a shift in the light spectrum? Bloom says, suppose this moon is too shy to show us its face. So yeah, just a little bit of lore about the phantom moon that appears sometimes. Oh, I love the Nomad writing. It's so beautiful. Right. I was worried we were going to take too much damage there. Because we don't have a lot of health right now. Let's see, in the top left, the outline of me is really red. Almost looks like Nomai inscribed some writing on the moon there, but I'm pretty sure that's not what happened. Traversing the surface is not fun. It is a long and tedious process that unfortunately needs to happen right now. Big ol' meteors from the moon. Meteorite, I think, is when it comes down onto the planet. Meteoroid is when it does not. I learned that just a couple days ago, actually. I thought the only difference between chunks of rock in space were between meteorites and asteroids. But apparently meteoroids are super tiny little asteroids. Or meteorites that did not to the surface. Alright guys, we're gonna do some high-tech stuff here. I wonder if I can land here and then get in there. Oop, okay, okay. Good enough. Haha. That's not what I wanted to do. Guess I want to use a medkit. Okay, cool. Alrighty, we did it, guys. We got to the Southern Observatory. Oh. Oops. That back out. That's not good. How do we get... We didn't get to the Southern Observatory, guys. I got an idea. Oh. Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, thank you, little spot of land. Oh, man. Oh, yes. Oh, here we go. This is more like it. Still got a ways to go before we get to the observatory, though. Right. Make sure I'm fully charged on the boost there. Alrighty, and we're just gonna go right up into that, I believe. Nice, got it. Doesn't look like there's any more. Oh, that's what the secret is. Remember now, guys. That's not what I want. Okay. Cassava's construction yard has been using the cyclones on Giant's Deep to lift orbital probe cannon parts into orbit, but one component was pushed down, past the current that usually prevents anything from sinking. Spire and I are crafting a model to determine why this happened. An update. It's now clear there are two different types of cyclones. Most cyclones on Giant's Deep rotate clockwise. These are cyclones Cassava typically uses to send components into orbit. There also exists a rarer type of cyclone that spins the opposite direction and pushes objects beneath the waters and below the current. My gratitude, Spire. Conway is showing me your handiwork, and I am intrigued by this secondary type of cyclone. But was it really necessary to build a model to tell me that? The model will be useful as we continue monitoring Giant's Deep. Also, very much wanted to make a model. Yeah, I'm with you, Spire. These are cool. It was totally worth it to make these. So we got a clockwise spinning guy that shoots us up. A counterclockwise guy that keeps us down on the ground. That is the secret to the core of Giant's Deep, guys. Alright, what's this? The Giant's Deep projection stone. Let's read it. Not like we need to project it, but... Let's see, Conway says, or Cassava says, Conway, Daz and I were lifting orbit... Oh, wait. Yes, we've already read this. This was on a stone inside the construction yard. Yep, it's that stone that we read right there. Okay, let's see. Oh man, that was a close one. Right, now we... What is this? I'm here, I did it, I put the ship down safely. In that ship... In that the ship went down and didn't sustain bodily harm. A few minor repairs and it's like the ship never even hit those rocks. One of my better attempts. Felspar would barely have laughed at me, I bet. That's the good news. The bad news, I haven't found a way inside the structure yet. The door's broken and I know I'm not great at exploring, but I think I would have found a different entrance by now if I knew there were one. Probably. Can't get inside from here, but I know there are paths below the surface. I'm going to head north to the ruins on the equator to try to find a way down. Ah, so this was here to give us the clue to go to the equator in case, yeah, you know, just in case we didn't find the Giant's Deep stuff. So this must be Rybek's ship. Because he's the dude on the planet we're currently on. Brittle Hollow. Alrighty, I meant to check the sun while we were up there, just to see what it's looking like. Maybe we can see it from up here, though. Ooh, I thought that was gonna do it, guys. I thought that was it. Didn't think we'd ever see the sun on this loop again. Oh man, that looks glorious. And extremely scary. I don't see the solar station anymore. I think the solar station has been sucked in, or the sun's expanded to beyond the orbit of the solar station. What's this? Oh, so cool. Can we get all the planets up here at once? Oh, yes. I would very much like to see the solar system. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, it's the eye of the universe. It's out in every direction. We can't get a lock on it. It's quantumly fluctuating. Interesting. Alright, let's see what's going on here real quick. What have we learned thus far in our research for the Eye of the Universe? Suppose the Eye doesn't wish to be found. Those of us on the vessel originally followed the Eye signal to this star system, but we were unable to warp to the Eye itself. Says Kasaba, how can you suggest that? The Eye's signal called out to summon us to the star system. I'm aware, I grew up hearing the Eye's story, yet we're no closer to finding it than you were when you first arrived here. The locator we built on the Addle Rock and the new, more sensitive locator we built here were both unable to detect any trace of the Eye's signal. Hypothesis, the Eye has stopped emitting its signal. Based on our knowledge of the quantum moon, we believe the Eye is in orbit around this star system sun. This would mean the Eye is located within a finite, albeit enormous, range. Sorry I sped through that dialogue, but if you might have noticed, the game didn't pause when I started reading it, which means we're close to the end of this loop. How should our methods change as we continue our search for the Eye of the Universe? We know what the Eye looks like thanks to the quantum moon, so what if we try to find the Eye visually instead? Let's send out a probe. We need to build a probe launching mechanism to cover these long distances quickly. A cannon in orbit around a celestial body would circumvent the need to escape gravity's pull. Giant's Deep would be a good choice. It's furthest from the sun and it would provide the best angles for launch, and it's moonless except with the quantum moon visiting. Yes, let's build the cannon in orbit around Giant's Deep, as we couldn't find the Eye signal using two different devices for Oh, no. All those ideas clever, we have no idea where the Eye is in relation to here. I believe that we have a solution for the heavy spin we learned high by the Oh no. Alright guys. We got a lot of clues there that don't really lead us anywhere right now, unfortunately. As we watch our experiences today flow back to us in reverse, please drop a like if you liked the video, comment whether you think I should call them gravity walkways or anti-gravity walkways, subscribe to see the next video where we will further explore Giant's Deep and head down into the core. Alrighty guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.